All right, good evening, sir. Yeah, so this is group 16, and we are here to present our business model campus. Yeah, our project title is Reinforced Knowledge Strategy, EG Signal Processing for Cognitive Neurofeedback Detection. And I'm Sally Joshua with my partner, Kamuli Bob. So our problem statement, we are dealing with regulation of arousal. So what exactly is arousal? Arousal can be defined as a state of being alert. So with our title, we are dealing with with performance when performing cognitive tasks. So how arousal comes in. Arousal is a state of being alert. Arousal can be low, it can be high, it can be medium. So for optimal performance when performing cognitive tasks, arousal has to be regulated. It has to be at the medium level. If it's very low or if it's low, there is less activity from individual. Like there is that of laziness or boredom, low interest. So the performance isn't so good at that level. And when it's high, when the arousal level is high, an individual is hyperactive. They start to notice everything that's happening around them. It's called being hyperactive. Yeah. So with our project, we have focused on regulating arousal, and how we have done that is in our solution here. We are using machine learning, which we have trained on a dataset that took 20 subjects and monitored their EEG signal patterns. In one experiment, these individuals were performing a cognitive task using a simulation tool where they were required to fly a plane and avoid boundaries. It's called a boundary avoidance task. And then, in one case, their arousal was regulated using a brain computing interface, which notified them using headsets offering audio in case their arousal was beyond the optimal, such that they would come back into focus. And then in the other experiment, there was no feedback, and their performance in this first experiment where arousal was regulated outperformed the other one by far. The performance even doubled. Like they were able to fly for longer distances, nearly twice the distances. So we're looking at that and we're saying, can't we implement something similar into the real world? So with that, what we decided to do was to build a model which would be able to take in EEG data from an individual and be able to analyze it and decide whether arousal provide feedback, we can provide tips. Yeah. Then we also realized that takes us to the customer segments. We realized we can't just do this for arousal only. We can work with research institutions who want to continue analyzing or identifying patterns in EEG data through analyzing it. Now, for example, we also partner with mental health professionals to analyze this data. Because, for example, when EEG data is collected, not everyone can analyze it. And to get someone to sit down and start analyzing that data manually, it isn't easy. Because in our dataset, we had about 148 features, and that was features. The columns and the rows, the data points were about 1 million. For the lowest was about 990 something thousand, but the highest goes up to like 1.5 million data points. That's a lot of data for an individual to analyze. So once we build a model that can analyze this data, there's less need for these health professionals to come in and do this analysis themselves. So sometimes they can even make mistakes. Yeah. So our primary customers in the customer segments, we have primary customers and secondary customers. Primary customers are research institutions, as I've explained, mental health professionals, and also developers of mental health monitoring tools. These are like therapists. You want to, maybe if someone is experiencing a trauma, you want to analyze their EEG. You can take them back through a certain activity they performed. Let's say they were at war in Afghanistan. That's just an example. You can see triggers that trauma, and then you can help them recover from it. Then also we have secondary customers who are education institutions. For example, nowadays when we're having computer interaction and user experiences, you can so companies working on human computer interaction and user experience studies can analyze this data and draw conclusions from it on what to improve and what to add. Yeah, then the channels of distribution. We have two categories. We have the distribution channels, and the marketing channels. So distribution channels, we are considering online platforms such as website and mobile applications. We have so far developed a website platform where a CSV file containing EEG data can be submitted in the 1020 system. The 1020 system is specific electrodes used to collect this EEG data. Once the data has been collected and saved in the 1020 system, you can upload that CSV file there. Our model will run through it and give you feedback on whether the arousal level is regulated, that individual's arousal level is regulated or not. Another distribution channel is to integrate our model with existing health monitoring systems through an API. We already have an API, yeah, and if someone wanted to use it, we can just sell to them this API and they can embed it within their software. Then marketing channels, we have research conferences, workshops and seminars, collaboration with research labs and health institutions, and social media and research publication platforms. Yeah, with that being said, thank you so much. I will invite my colleague to take it from customer relationships.
Yes, good evening once again. Yeah, this is Kamli Bob speaking. Yes, and so as earlier on, Joshua was explaining all the stuff it's about our project. So I'll be beginning from the customer relationships. So under the customer relationships, yeah, this is how we will cooperate with our customers on how to manage or handle our business. So therefore, we shall be having self-service dashboards, yeah, where customers can get everything they need from a mobile app or web app. For example, if it's like an application, a customer can come and see or select any desired service which or he wants. Yeah, so also we shall be having helplines, or like helpline calls or phones, whereby we can obtain quick feedback and inquiries from our clients. Then also shall be having an API. Yeah, that enables clients integrate the model into their own application. Like if someone maybe wants to be also having, for example, he or she could like maybe send an email or to be having several lists or several services that he or she needs. So yeah, that API can help us. Yeah, on the client side or customer. So also shall be having enterprise support, whereby this is specifically for larger scale support. Yeah, for example, if you are trying to build, for example, another company is coming in to have our services, so you shall be having this enterprise support to enable so other larger scale businesses to come in or clients to come and access our services. Yeah, so due to time, Joshua, can you just help me go to the next slide? Because I think we have less time. Yeah, so going to the revenue streams. Yeah, under revenue streams, this is how we shall be paying all what we need to pay in our businesses. Yeah, so under this we have licensing fees. Yeah, of course you have to pay license for our business. This involves having TIN numbers, the business name, paying the UNBS, paying the URA, paying all that is needed to be paid, and also having a subscription plans. Yeah, for continuous access analysis tools, of course you have to do so. Sometimes you find that on our websites you have to pay domains, you have to pay a lot of things. Then you have the service fees, that is consultation, customization, and integration support. Then going to the research grants, of course, collaboration with the research institutes, for example, in Makerere, you have the IOTRA, you have the EACO, so these research institutes we have to pay them. Yeah, because sometimes we make research. Yeah, but for example, you may say I'm making research under streams of Makerere to see their health. Yeah, so we can go to to these research institutions, yeah, and get data, or we collect their data from them. Yeah, and so let's go to the next slide. Yes, and so here we have the key resources. Yeah, under the key resources we have the computing resources, intellectual resources, human resources, and financial resources. So yes, of course, under computing resources, yeah, it's like cloud infrastructure, yeah, keeping there. Academic intellectual resources, immune resources, yeah, yes, under having machine learning modules, yes, and also research papers. So this is where we collect like okay, these are the resources which help us to collect data. For example, under human resources, yes, we have the researchers, data scientists, therapists, we have the doctors, developers. So yeah, we go all through these stages. All these people help us under human resources to collect data. And under financial resources, of course, are funding the grants, investments, and partnership. Yeah, of course, once we use the researchers, for example, the developers, the data scientists, yeah, at least we have to pay them a little bit of money or some amount of money such that they can also be encouraged to give us the correct information or the correct data. Yeah, so let's continue with our last slide, which is helping us to explain how our business will be moving on. And so under cost structure, having the data collection, model development and maintenance, marketing and outreach, customer support and consultation services, cloud service costs. Yeah, I think this explains better the last slide which I was trying to talk about under the key resources. Yeah, because data collection, of course, when you go to the researchers, developers, yeah, at least you have to incur in some cost. Then the model development and maintenance, yeah, if you have like an app, website, needs maintenance fee, you have to pay. And then marketing and outreach, yeah, of course you have to pay the people you are in partner with, this customer support and consultation fees, yeah, also cost that you have to pay because you have to buy maybe data, airtime for calling customer. Yes, and also cloud service costs. Yeah, you have to incur in some costs. Yeah, I think this will explain our business module. That is in the first slide. Yeah, so you can go back to the first slide. This will can explain our business. Yeah, which is having or which involves a distinction between the registered and unregistered algorithm. Yeah, so I think time is against us. Yeah, we may have even have used a lot of minutes. So, allow us and stop from here. Thank you and have a good evening.